Greetings, greetings, sending awesome, warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary, and wanted to just check in. And I just had a question that I just wanted to put out there to the subscribers and the folks that have checked into this channel. And so I have a question, something I was thinking of is one, well, it's actually about snacks, right? So some of you may or may not know that I am a personal trainer and a professional chef. I'm definitely a big time foodie. I love to eat. I come from a Caribbean and Southern background. So I'm a big time foodie. I don't want to look like it because I also have a history in my family, a family pattern of obesity and the comorbidities that come with it, the diseases that run in packs, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. So that's very prevalent in my family, due mostly to lifestyle patterns and consumption patterns. So we like to eat, but I don't want to look like it. All right, so I decided to make some changes many years ago, and that's been a lifelong journey. So for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. This is Body-Culinary. On this channel, I share my journey of radical self-acceptance, a celebration and acceptance of the divinely assigned body parts that I was born with. All are welcome here. You're always welcome to comment respectfully in the comment section. But I am a natural born woman and I really enjoy it. And there's so many other different types of human beings on the planet. Respect is the minimum and the maximum over here. So I'm a professional chef, a personal trainer, a fitness coach. I would even say, you know, a root worker. And when I say root worker, getting to the root of what is driving our behaviors, particularly in the areas of fitness, our self-sabotaging behaviors when it comes to what we are feeding our body temples and how we're treating them, as well as refining and creating personal movement practices, right? So people, you know, I encourage on this channel you to get into some kind of a movement practice, reactivate a movement practice, find out what you can do to work around injuries, right? Or to apply corrective exercise and apply some corrective action to your form so that you can get moving and cultivate a movement practice that can stay with you throughout the years. I also encourage everyone to start a garden for so many different reasons that are therapeutic and that make you feel good and that relieve a lot of stress. So those are the types of things I share on this channel. And today I want to touch in on something, the idea of snacks. Snacks. I've been asked over the years about snacks. And in particular, something that just got me thinking is the sharing of snacks, because we share, even as moms, we share a lot of our habits and our snacks and our consumption patterns, and we pass these things on. So if you're interested in finding out, this one personal trainer and chef and fitness coaches, my ideas on snacking and sharing of snacks and sharing habits, and stay tuned in this video. So what got me thinking, you know, about this is sharing habits and states of mind. So I have been a junk food junkie before. I would likely be very overweight. I don't have all of my thyroid. I gain weight very easily. I've been a fitness competitor. I've been a trainer for many years. However, I've always known that I don't want to live on a diet. And at the same time, I want to eat very healthfully because I'm thinking of what do I want my body to be able to perform like, right? In my 50s, 60s, 70s, you know, into my seasoned years. So I have been making deposits into my health 401k, because for me, beauty is health. It is health first, because we all are, quote unquote, beautiful when we're at our healthiest. So I make an effort to make deposits constant and consistent, always some type of deposit there. And I build that into my lifestyle and integrate that into my lifestyle. So what does that look like? I don't consider riding my bike as exercise, as transportation. I don't consider the garden as exercise, as relaxation. So I have so many different areas where I have movement built into and integrated into my lifestyle. And then I also do things that I enjoy: African dance, capoeira, roll on the floor, my yoga mat, you know, and so on. So I have a whole way that I approach, you know, movement and eating. And so my eye is very peeled and very keen to patterns. And this has been very, very important for me in my journey as someone that's a big eater that can gain a lot of weight. I was always looking from a young person and into the patterns as to why the women in my family would look one way, young and fine, and then their bodies would change. I always wondered what was the process, what happened there, and I could intuit that something was also going on, emotionally, and mentally. So I've always been on exploration and a hunt to find out and get to the root of what that is, and that is an area that I work on a lot with my coaching clients and personal training clients. So I know there have been times where I've gotten questions about what I eat from clients or folks, usually if they're looking to change their bodies, or, people are interested in what I'll call, they say weight loss. My perspective is weight release. So I have this thing, I'm very big on shifting the narrative in a way that is very empowering to you, and that can be a catalyst to get light bulbs to click on when it comes to getting really motivated and into action around what you say you value. So I know, for me, and I'm not meaning to offend anyone, anything I say here is not the truth, just one woman's experience. As someone that has been addicted to almost every junk food on the market, and those old school pies and meringue pies and Little Debbie's and candy bars and barbecue potato chips, and then processed junk, changing my trajectory has meant a lot. And I was very clear because of the things that I enjoyed, and I could identify they were very soothing. It wasn't just a taste. It was very soothing to me. I made a decision to educate myself in a very basic, comprehensive way. And in finding things that I knew were healthy for me, I found ways to, I bought a lot of things that I threw in the garbage initially. And then a lot of times I bought those things back, and I've experimented and found different ways to prepare them. So it's been a journey to where now I can't believe there's so many things now that I wouldn't even consider as a food, or I look at them more as substances masquerading as food. So I'd have clients bring me gifts and give me gift certificates to restaurants, stuff all the time. I really, appreciate it. But I also notice a pattern that quite often we share our food with our children. We share our food with our partners, our mates, our significant others. A big pastime, a big bonding moment for many of us. Many of us have a love language of feeding people. I know it's definitely a love language for me, preparing food for people, and also those occasions where people are really passionate about the food and they're preparing food for me. That is definitely a big love language. Like, it's something I really appreciate. I like seeing the joy on people's faces as they're eating something I prepared that's delicious, and it's a benefit if it's healthy, and if they really, really like it. So I get a lot, of fulfillment out of that. And so I recognize we share the things that we enjoy. So if this is a question, I put this question out there, and you're always welcome to comment respectfully in the comment section. Do you pay attention to the state of mind somebody's in when they're offering to share habits with us? And this is not more so than coming from a place of condemnation. I invite you to have a healthy curiosity about the habits you may be sharing, or that I share, things that you enjoy. Are you sharing habits? Let's say, for example, you have someone, one of your family members or friends, someone dear to you, and their weight, they may be carrying a lot of additional adipose tissue, an unhealthy amount of adipose tissue, which is a technical term for fatty tissue. And what kind of if you're eating a bagel, or if you're eating something that is very calorically dense, or you're eating pizza, do you share that with them, when their life is pretty much at risk? I can think of clients that have had to have different types of heart surgery, and then coming out of it, having steaks, which I would think is like, oh, you crazy? But there's definitely something to be said for social bonding. I know free food used to kick me in the behind every time. Social events is just like a cue. You go on automatic pilot when you're eating, when you're out at a wedding or a special event. So do you take note? I don't even know if people are so intentional, but then, I've been thinking about that. So, if I think of like some young people, if you look at somebody's results in their life, that could be with their fitness, that could be with their health or lack thereof, or their finances, and they're sharing a vice or something that's entertaining to them, or a habit, whether that's smoking or alcohol or things that are very calorically laden, or substances, very recreational things that are technically fun, but that will take you off your goal, or that aren't healthy for your skin or your goals for yourself with your body. Do you ever wonder about their thought process when they're sharing those things with you? Because the reality is most of us, and I'm also included, we like to have company in many of the things that we do. We're social creatures. So I wonder, actually, do you ever consider if somebody may perhaps be unhealthfully overweight? And do you feel, I'm just putting a question out there, do you feel pressured to consume their food? Let's say, for example, if it's like, a mom or a grandmom, and of course they care about you and they're sharing their food with you, but they may be dangerously, you know, um, overweight or having high blood pressure, right? Having an unhealthy amount of adipose tissue. And so, do you appease people at the expense of your own health? And if that is your thought process, do you notice? Are you desensitized to um, being aware of what you're doing? Because the subconscious always knows whatever we're doing. But are you a people pleaser in order to appease people at the expense of your own health? And everything that we do becomes habitual. Every time we give way to a vice, the patterns get stronger and stronger. As mothers, a lot of our habits of eating and coping with stress through consuming lots of starch and lots of chips and pizza. Quite often, we're sharing these things with our children. Children don't buy groceries, as I said in the last video. So, how do you feel about that? Now, here's a real kicker. This is something I really thought of today, and I don't know if young people would think about this. Because young people or younger generations may be coming, or maybe more in the position of, trying to figure out whether they admit it or not, trying to be more cool or to be down, and may not consider when a more seasoned person is sharing alcohol or different types of narcotics or substances. I don't know if their eye is peeled to look at this person where they are in their life, especially if the person may be 10, 20, even 30 years older, and you're hanging out with an OG or somebody that's older than you. I don't know if young people or just people consider, is this person have results that you want in the area of fitness? Do they have results that you desire in terms of health? Do they have desire in terms of healthy relationships? So I'll be honest, sometimes I notice if there's someone that's very unhelpful, that's not healthy, and it's not to say they can't have anything of value to them in other areas, but I'm not likely to want to consume their food. And this coming from somebody that was really like, I love to eat and I love to sample new foods, but I'm not likely to take somebody's free food. And again, free food was my downfall, all the time. But I realized I was also coming from a place of lack, like I'm never going to have another snack, right? I really like to unpack what's going on subconsciously, right? That anything that make me go into automatic pilot. So I examine, am I thinking this is going to be the last time I'm going to have access to a snack? Or let's say if I'm invited over some people's homes, and if I don't eat something, let's say I choose not to eat animal flesh, am I going to choose to consume that just to go along, to get along at my own expense, if that's not what's in alignment for me, or maybe with your significant other? Do you stand on your square of integrity for yourself, or do you share some of your habits if you don't have the results that you want, in particular when it comes to your level of fitness or even your level of focus? This is just something to consider. If you have friends, and I can think of folks that just extremely lethargic, don't have any drive, right? Are looped in the narrative of their story, what happened to them. This doesn't make them bad, wrong, or wrong. But if they're in a state of stagnation and they're consuming substances that don't enliven them, that don't contribute to their drive, that are technically the relaxants. Some people would say depressants. Let's say relaxants. But maybe perhaps they're over relaxed and there's no sense of urgency. Do you pay attention to those things, and do you comprehend that usually in relating and in sharing the people, your circle of influence, the people you spend the most time around, that you're sharing habits with each other and you rub off, on each other? So it's just something to consider. Habits. Do you share your snacks? I'm definitely always sharing fruits and vegetables everywhere I go. And sometimes it can feel odd. You're sharing food, but people may like, okay, I'm not allowed to share with you. So how do you approach that? If somebody's offering me Welch's gummies. I remember at one of the gyms I worked at, someone's offering me at the front desk Welch's gummies. And interesting, another colleague said she doesn't eat that, man. Once you know she doesn't eat that. And so it didn't make me any better, but to me, it's just a non-food. So I really just said no, thank you. And I'm always come bearing gifts of fruit or something to share. And maybe this person may not be privy to, when I eat junk foods, they're very addictive. And for me, they make my skin break out in very unsightly, uncomfortable acne. So it's really not for me. So I just think it's interesting how many things we do and all this pressure around. There's so much pressure socially to fit in and appease and make people comfortable, like that's manners, but we're not showing manners and respect often to ourselves. And in addition, quite often, especially as women, and this could even be couples, we're sharing our habits because we want company. We're social creatures. We want somebody to eat and drink with, But it's interesting. I don't see as many people sharing fitness with each other. You can easily find somebody to share a joint or a spliff or some alcohol or some, cheesecake. We even get excited, cheesecake or whatever. But we don't usually find those people willing to share study or to doing some of the uncomfortable things or to sit in silence or to come get their hands dirty and to build and to work on projects. I don't usually find that people are offering to do those types of activities. So there are a lot of things that we do socially that's just the way it's always been done. So I invite you, I would love to hear respectfully in the comments, do you share your snacks? Or are you cognizant if you have someone that's trying to make some lifestyle changes? And do you pressure them perhaps to say, well, why don't you just do this with me? And because it's something that you want to do, but that may not be in alignment with what the other person's goals are. So are you sharing your snacks with your children? Are you sharing your habits? And excuse me, the people that you're sharing their habits with or allowing them to share with you, do you want the same results that they have? Just something to consider. So you're welcome to comment respectfully in the comment section. You're welcome to check out the puppet series on this channel, Sister Butterfly and Sister Monkey Learn to Eat Better. There are 9 or 10 free episodes. Also, there are classes available, Common Sense Nutrition and Efficient Fitness. You're welcome to check those out on Body-Culinary.com. There's a healthy eating seminar, plant-based for men. And if you're not able to get in contact with me, you're also welcome to get on the waiting list for Living Foods classes, Hit It and Quit It workouts that in the early day, and there's a waiting list for the Cocoon program. That's a massive turning in to revamp your movement, start your garden, get to the root of your unconscious eating habits, and to totally revamp and to put some new things into play. So that's usually during the wee hours. And available, a lot of my experiences put into whole living foods in the hood with menus to fit your budget. And you can find that on Body-Culinary.com, as well as Natural Beauty No Products. So you can see all the fruits and vegetables that I've been eating and putting on my hair and skin. That's what cleared up my acne. You can see a picture of that in the community section. So you're welcome to comment, like, and subscribe. Again, I would love to hear what your thoughts are on sharing your snacks and your habits with other people if they're not in alignment with your goals. And if you notice somebody doesn't have the results that you want, are you sharing habits, or are you just mindlessly or just going along just to be pleasant and to have manners, going along with other people's habits? All right, so give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you soon.